Hey everyone, are you looking for a vintage style compressor that is really easy to use? Kiive Audio has you covered. Today we're checking out the Tube KC-1. So the Tube KC-1 is based off of a vintage style compressor. It's used very heavily in pop, R&B, hip hop, but you'll also see it in rock and a bunch of other different kinds of genres as well. It's extremely versatile. We're going to be highlighting it on vocals today, so let's dive into the DAW. Okay, so here it is. This is the Tube KC-1. We're going to very quickly go over the controls, but if you just want to jump ahead to the audio examples, use the links down below. We have two audio examples, a hip-hop song and an R&B live track song, so use the chapters. For now, here's the controls, where you start on the left-hand side. Up on top, you have the left, right, or mid-side selector, because this can be a multi-mode style compressor. Down on the bottom, you have the mono, which that's dual mono if you throw this onto a stereo track. It can be in stereo mode where both the left and right are linked, or it can be in mid-side mode. And then, of course, the control on top allows you to switch between the two depending on what mode you're in. I'm going to flip it back to mono because our source today is mono. Let's go over the controls on the left-hand side. These rotaries on the top left, you have gain. This is your output gain or your makeup gain. After your compression, if you need to get your level back, use this. Next to that, we have ratio. We've gone over this before. How hard do you have to hit into the compressor to get 1 dB out? It goes from 2 to 1 all the way up to 10 to 1. Now, underneath that, you have your attack and release controls, and we'll get into these later, but fast is to the left, and I'll just use release for now. So fast is to the left, slow is to the right. Then in the middle, you have your VU meter, which if we continue to the right, on the top right, you have your meter selector. So right now, it's set to gain reduction, which is why we're at 0. You've seen this before. You can change it to input or output. So there's your meter selector. Then to the left of that, this control here, this is our threshold. This is telling the compressor, hey, here's your signal. Anything over this, start compressing. And then underneath that, here is your attack and release select. And there are 3 choices in here. I'm going to go over them real quick because they affect each other and they also affect the attack and release from the other side of the plugin. So let's go full manual first. Manual means that whatever your attack and release dials are set to, you are the one manually setting the time. Makes sense, right? That's what manual means. Now, if we switch to fixed/manual, that means your attack time is a fixed time. It's baked in. So the attack control over here now no longer has any part in what's going on. And the release time is set to manual. So you can still manually adjust the release time to get it in sync with the song. Then, of course, if you go fixed, the attack and release time are both set to a fixed number, and the controls on the left-hand side do nothing at that point. So if you're looking for a starting point, go with fixed. You can't go wrong. Or go fixed manual and have both your attack and release at 12 o'clock. Because then if you switch to manual, really your attack time is slower and your release time is exactly the same. Then next to that, you have your sidechain filter, and we've gone over this before, but it basically says, hey, compressor, don't listen to wherever this is set, so 150 hertz or below. I don't want you detecting all that low energy to make you compress. I just want to compress everything above there. The low end will still get compressed, but it'll only be triggered by the top end. Okay, so that's all of the controls of the Tube KC-1. Now let's go over how this thing sounds. First, we're going to go into this hip-hop song, and we're going to go on just the lead vocal. And you'll see that with this example, I'm going to do a bunch of different timings with the attack and release setting, but then you'll also see that I'll start off kind of gentle with my compression, but then I'll really push into it.
Gun up on my waist, money on the table. I just want some sauce, ketchup or the mayo. Flew right overseas, baby, San Diego. Been up on my shit, baby, fuck a label. 100 kept the real, man, through all the years. Always tried to learn from the pioneers. Still didn't get the message, I should dry my ears. I can wait till I shine when the drama finally clears, so I can get my focus on. I'm writing one of the dopest songs. This music's one of the closest phones I found while I've been holding on. And I never was for showing off, posing for them cameras. Fuck you when the glamorous, this real shit, I can handle this. I kill shit, fuck the championships. Never been a fan of this, off my dick and man a bitch. Watch the industry collapse, only blood, sweat and tears when I put this shit on wax. Gun up on my waist, money on the table. I just want some sauce, ketchup or the mayo. Flew right overseas, baby, San Diego. Been up on my shit, baby, fuck a label. 100 kept the real, man, through all the years. Always tried to learn from the pioneers. Still didn't get the message, I should dry my ears. I can wait till I shine when the drama finally clears, so I can get my focus on. I'm writing one of the dopest songs. This music's one of the closest phones I found while I've been holding on.
So you can see we have a lot of different options going on here. With our attack and release, we're able to adjust how punchy we want those vocals. And even when we're doing some heavy compression, it's not distorting, it's got a little bit of saturation. It's bringing up some of the saturation from the 1073 we had beforehand, and it's really just bringing up some of that color. Now I'm gonna switch to the R&B style live song, where I'm gonna have it a bit more transparent. Okay, so here we are in our R&B style song. There's 3 vocalists. That's why you see 3 of the plugin on the screen. My lead vocal is up here on top, and then I have my background vocals as these 2 bottom ones. I have these compressors doing a little bit less, but as the singers kind of drive into it, it'll do a little bit more compression, but I kind of wanted that. I wanted it to not do as much until they're actually like pushing a little bit harder and then kind of just reining that in. Take a listen.
Cigarettes, calorie news around the neck. Don't let up for disrespect, disrespect, disrespect. Popping pills and posting pics, stressing on your waist and hips. Your body right, the world is sick, world is sick, world is sick from flower to flower.
So lots of different flavors and lots of different options that we can get from the Tube KC-1. The Tube KC-1 is available right now, so head over to Kiive Audio and pick up your copy today. Use the link down in the description, and a little bit will come back to help out the channel. I hope you get really inspired with the Tube KC-1, and I'm pretty sure you can see how you can use this across a bunch of different genres. That's why I said earlier in the video, it's very heavily used in hip-hop, but it's great on pop vocals, it's great on low-end instruments, it's great on things like piano where they're kind of percussive, but also have a lot of sustain. There's a bunch of different things and uses for the Tube KC-1 I want you guys to explore, and let me know what are some of your favorites down in the comments. Until then, happy mixing, and I'll see you next time.